Hello everybody and welcome to Solving Standard. I'm Corbin and this is green-white aggro. This deck is pretty sweet. Now this particular hand appears to be mono-white aggro, not so much green-white, but I'm definitely keeping it. So what we have is we have a bunch of token producers, we have a bunch of value creatures, and we have a pretty fun card, Appeal to Authority. 1 mana sorcery. Until end of turn, target creature gets +X for X number of creatures you control, and for 2 mana you can aftermath it, cast it from your graveyard, tap down their team. This allows you to one-shot some people. You make a bunch of tokens, you give a creature +7, +8, and then you just tap down the team. It's pretty fun, Our opponent says, "Are you Corbin Hostler?" Well, I am. And I am playing Jank, because that is what we do here on Solving Standard and Mining Modern. But in this case, this deck actually has done well online. You know, it's certainly not at the top of the metagame or anything, but it has put up some results in daily leagues. It's won a PPTQ at home. Shout out to my buddy Max winning with it. It put the deck onto my radar, and then I went looking, and yeah, it's had some success online. So it's going to be pretty fun to play this one out here. Scattered Groves is a nice draw. I'm not going to play it quite yet. It looks like a better turn 3 play for us here, because we want to get this Pouncer out and begin the beatdown, as it were. But it does put us closer to getting to that SRAM's expertise on turn 4. You can gain a lot of life, too, when you Appeal to Authority a Vampire token. Oh, our opponent's in it for the long haul, huh? Treasure map, alright. Some sort of blue-black deck. Alright, there we go. We are on track for a big turn. Alright, we'll see what our opponent does, but next turn we can SRAM's expertise and then appeal our Adorned Pouncer, which, by the way, has double strike. Woo, especially if our opponent is treasure mapping in their upkeep here. What is this? Oh my gosh, our opponent didn't kill. Oh, we're about to pop off here. Don't think it'll be lethal or whatever, but it's going to be quite strong. SRAM's expertise, and I think we just have to take the shot while we can get it here. You know, we could add to our board with the Adonto Vanguard or whatever, but when you can get this extra 12 damage in from the Adorned Pouncer, you take it. You take your shot here. And just like that, our opponent is down to 3 life. Have fun. Your turn. All right. They won't be paying 2 life to draw cards, I don't think. But we also have Shephet Dunes here. We're a land away from activating it, but we have Shephet Dunes to pump the team, and now all of a sudden you have 2/2 servos, and that'll punch through that last 3 points of damage. So our opponent does not have Settle the Wreckage mana up, so this is all honestly pretty bad for them. We also get to transform our Legions landing this turn, so I'd say things are probably over here. Vraska's Contempt on... Oh, I'd like to probably just Blossoming Defense this thing. And that will take care of it. And on to game 2 we go. Esper, whatever they're playing, down. Alright, so I saw Treasure Map. I guess I want to Fragmentize in here. I'm guessing it's some sort of control. It might be tokens instead. That's possible. I think it's probably not, though. I think it's a control deck. I'm going to play the Carnage Tyrant here and get the Nissa Vital Forces in here. Ixalan's Binding. Now, that's the thing is our deck can definitely slow down quite a bit when it needs to. We don't have to go quite as hard with this. We can cut the cat for sure. Maybe I'd just let them have the treasure map. Don't need the Baffling End in here. I mean, this is 60. We have the Vital Forces. We have the Carnage Tyrant. Those are good cards against control for sure. I'm not sure if we need to go so deep on top of that. Yeah, we'll give this one a shot. Yeah, that was a pretty sweet game. That's why you play this deck just out of nowhere. Alright, here's a keeper. We can get a little Hawatli action going on here. And hey, if someone shows me a reasonably competitive deck that makes use of Hawatli, pretty much a Panda Planeswalker out of Rivals of Ixalan, I'm definitely going to give it a shot. And hey, it's pretty easy to ultimate Hawatli in this deck, as you saw in our last game. So that's also a thing to keep in mind, is that it triggers off of all creatures, not just non-tokens. So Ceram's Expertise draws you 3 cards. My opponent has mulliganed. I see. Sorry, buddy. Well, we are running out a spell. I'm going to run out of Dorn Pouncer just because we're... I guess we weren't. I assumed walking into Essence Scatter there. Otherwise, I would have played the Branch Walker, but... Branch Walker also probably matters more on this turn when we don't have a land drop, so... We'll give it a shot. This is where we get disallowed. Nope. Okay, great. Yeah, basically putting any non-land into the graveyard here, even though that was, you know, quite a good one. Quite a good non-land card there. If we'd hit a white source, though, we could have played Legion's Landing and tried to flip it next turn, which would have been sweet. Alright, still no land, so this is not ideal. This is how your opponent wins on a mold of 5, that's for sure. That said, this is a reasonable... Oh, interesting, okay. I'll take my forest. I would say this is a reasonable amount of pressure we're applying here. Coming in for 5. And, you know, it's not slamming the door on this game anytime soon, but it's not bad either. Now, we probably have to worry about... I'm just going to play Legion's Landing here. We have to consider Settle the Wreckage next turn, and our opponent doesn't want to do that. Doesn't mean they won't, though. Luckily, they do not appear to have the 5th land for the Fumigate, which would have been a big problem for us. Moment of Craving, sure. Yeah, we're not flipping that Legion's Landing, that's for sure. Still no land, huh? Alright, well, let's attack. Alright, definitely slamming Servo Exhibition here. Because it means that our opponent can't use spot removal to prevent us from transforming Legion's Landing. So they have to have a Fumigate. And Authority of the Console is not quite. Certainly gains a lot of life. Alright, well now our opponent has just tapped out. At least nearly tapped out. So I think that I'm just going to go for it here. We're going to play this Legion's Landing. Sure, we'll keep one of them. Just so we get another token. Sure. And now I'm going to go for the appeal on the Adorned Pouncer here. Because if this works, it's going to work. And this is actually a lethal attack. Thanks to the power of this whole appeal to authority here. Yeah, we've been sent a message. GG, that'll do it. The old Adorned Pouncer and Pump Spells. Just magic like Richard Garfield intended it. That's all. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'm Corbin Hostler. This is Solving Standard, and that was Green-White Aggro, aggroing on out. Thanks for watching.